Hello everyone. How you doing? My name is Kendall Myers, also known as Mr. Overcomer. I am an international empowerment speaker, growth development coach, and an author, CEO of It's Time to Step Up LLC, where we work with people struggling with self-doubt, grieving loved ones, strengthening their key core values, turning their personal pain into elevating power, while unleashing their full potential and true greatness to life. Today, my topic is called Turning Pain into Power, MRSG Method. Let me talk to you a little bit about pain. Pain has several different reactions when it hit the body, the human body to be exact. I got several. I'm gonna start with one. Sometimes pain can hit you so bad when it crumbles you and it just brings you down, and sometimes you can't get up. Number two, pain can have you lashing out, turn you to somebody you never thought you would be every time you thought about that. Pain can also have you thinking about harming somebody else, even yourself. But pain can also bring that greatness out of you that's inside of you already. Let me share with you how I turned my pain into power. About 8 years ago, I was my second year at Alabama A&M. My brother called me and said, "Bro, you want to come back and visit Pops? Also, our oldest brother, Lil Rob, gonna come in town." I said, "Absolutely yes." Why? Because we never got a chance to meet our oldest brother. We knew about him, but never met him. So he was gonna fly in for Vegas. So I got to St. Louis, seeing my father. He was so excited to see me. He haven't seen me in 5 months. Me and my brother went to sleep, then went to the airport the next day. And as soon as we got there, my brother walked out the airport door, got in the car, and it was an instant connection like we always been connected. We got to laughing, talking, and just catching up. And when we finally got to my father's house, we walked in his room, and the feeling felt like magic coming into his room. You seen in the glow of his eyes how happy he was and excited, because this was his first time seeing all three of his boys in the room at the same time. Out of nowhere, tears of joy were just drifting out of his eyes. And 4 days after that, my brother Lil Rob had to fly back to Vegas. And 4 days after that, my father passed away from stage 4 lung cancer. Yes, he was battling stage 4 lung cancer and he lost the battle. And at this time process, I seen my father going from eating to not eating, walking to not walking, talking to not talking, living to dying. I remember how the tears was coming. Every time I think about it, it brings me back to that moment. So the next week we laid him to rest. And the following week after that, I had to go back to Alabama A&M. And this is when I sat down, all my emotions sat down with me. I didn't realize how fast I was moving. And then a week after that, the story do not end. My roommate, he packed up his stuff. He had to leave because he got kicked out of school. And he took some of my stuff with him. And I'm not a materialistic person, but it was one thing he took that really made me mad. It was the gold watch that my father gave me right before he passed. I said, why? Why did he have to take my father's watch? At that point, I was angry. I was mad. I was enraged. I was sad. I was hurt. I was down. I remember punching a wall. In that moment, I called my mom and explained the situation to her. She felt the rage. She said, "Son, get down and pray now." And that's what I did. And that moment changed my life forever. That's when I gave my life to the Lord. And when I look back at that moment, he granted me with a gift to learn how to handle my emotions. That's why he took me through it, because I didn't know how to control my emotions, but he took me through an emotional roller coaster to equip me with every emotion to use on my journey to the top, and also show people how to use their emotions and create better living situations for themselves. So from this point, I had to grow. I couldn't stay stagnant. I had to continue to move up, because when my father passed away, I told him and I vowed to myself, I'm going to continue to make him proud no matter what. When this time came, it was a method that I use. It's the MRSG method, and that stands for Mark, Ready, Set, Go. So it stands for, like, you think about track and field. And if you don't know track and field, let me explain to you. So when you're running the event 100, 200, or 400, it's a starting block that you get in to get you settled and set up to ready to shoot off. So at the the mark stage, this is when you kind of get loose. You get ready to get into the block. So this was that get down stage. So I had to get down. And this is when I got down and prayed. This is when you tap into your spirituality and when you tap into your faith. When you experience a trauma that bad, you either got to create a relationship with your creator, or you have to rebuild your relationship with the creator. This takes you through an epidemic inside your spirit. 1 minute you up, next minute you down. So if you tap into that source that's inside of you, that intuition that guides you through the storm, even when your ego is got you all bouncing in your emotions this way, ego this way, you tap into that source and regain a relationship with the creator. He will stable you and put you in perspective to say, I know it hurts, I know it's bad, but everybody is granted to this time. It was just that person time. So now you have to live for him, but I equipped you with you, because whatever don't kill you make you stronger. In the second step, that's the ready mark. That's when you actually get down. That's the ready stage. You get down and you just kind of sit back. You kind of sit back because you in the blocks now and you're trying to get comfortable. And you're trying to read the race, read your opponents. You're trying to read everything. You got all loosened up. That's your spirit. That's your faith. And now it's time to take some steps back. So this is when you got to take a step back. Sometimes you got to have a break time. Like for me, I was in school, so I had to finish my school and I had to go back home to get my relationships with my family and myself back. God tells you, don't work too hard. Take breaks from time to time. Really, when you go through something so traumatic, these emotions, these are roller coasters, they gain a lot inside of you. And you gotta feel which way to go. So if you constantly moving, you're not gonna understand what and why. You're not gonna know how to pace yourself. This is the repace yourself stage. This is the launch back stage. This is the calculated backward stage. Like, let me sit back. Let me just think for a second. Let me really soak in what all went down so I can figure out what I need to do in this society. So this is the time I went back home. I was taking up logistics and supply chain management, so I didn't want to feel like I wasted my time in school. So a year later, I got certified in logistics. So I wanted to continue to grow and kind of settle in. So the third step, that's the set. That's the set. That's when you kind of get up on the block. This is when you preparing. This is the prepare stage. So you got all that anxiousness out. You got all that comfortability out. Now you finna get ready to shoot off. You about to get ready to take off. You about to get ready. Nothing will stop you when that gun go off. You are prepared. So this is when you gain knowledge. And I also considered it, this is when you challenge yourself, not have challenges that you come face, the challenges that you add to your life, like the continued education round, when you continue to grow, when you continue to put new people in your life, when you continue to step in new parameters, when you continue to turn into an innovator, when you continue to turn into start building your assets so your assets will not be a liability. So these are the times I was preparing. I was getting myself together. I remember even studying day trading. One of my aunts introduced me to day trading. And the thing about it, I'm currently not doing it right now. But it opened my mind up to do more things. When I was stepping into different jobs, like working for Swans, being a sales delivery guy, I was adding them criteria to be a better communicator, learning how to work door-to-door sales. So pause for a moment. Whatever position that you in, whatever job that you in, make sure you add the equipment to you. Let me give you an example. If you administrative worker, 8 times out of 10, you're on a computer. So when you typing, you make sure you become the best keyboard typer writer on the planet. If you a coach, when you making a playbook, when you making up new plays, when you selecting it in scout, you might become a life coach. So you gotta make a playbook for somebody's life. Show them how to make a playbook for their life. You gotta add value to their life, make them see the bigger picture of their life. So this is when you make yourself stand out. This is when you make yourself, when you get all that knowledge in, you start bubbling up, you start feeling a new creator in yourself. You become an artist that you already is, but you become a different version of an artist. You know, after all that spirituality got inside of you, after you sat back and cried and took a break, now it's time tools inside of you so you can be the best construction worker on the planet. And knowledge don't just work. Applied knowledge is the key to working that machine. So you got to work your faith and apply the knowledge that you gain. Now it's time to not sit back. You had all your time, to cry, to get your spirit up, to gain all this knowledge. And I'm speaking from experience. So my time was relocating to Atlanta, Georgia, the 1st of New Year's. Just having the idea to motivate and inspire and network, because these are the little tools that I gained with the knowledge. So now I had to step into my path with faith in God. And what my mentor Les Brown say, bet on yourself. He also says the most important bet is on yourself. The most important hand is at the end of your wrist. So powerful, so powerful. And one of my quotes from my motivational book, I Am Motivation, I Am Success. Change your middle name to greatness because it's inside of you. Let me say that one more time. Change your middle name to greatness because it's inside of you. So you continue to go forward and get up that mountain. So as I was getting up this mountain, I walked into international empowerment speaker, growth development coach, and now an author from my own book, first generation on my mother's side. That is amazing. So I didn't just allow my pain to hinder me. I allowed it to elevate me. And these steps, this mark, ready, set, go, work for every pain, every situation. You got to get your spirituality back. Sometimes you have to take a step back. You have to gain knowledge after that step back. And then you got to apply the knowledge by taking charge. This is key to elevating yourself to new heights. Think of it. They still here. They vessel not, so they don't want you crying and boo-hooing over them. They want you to live out their goal and journey. Like I shared with you at the beginning, I'm gonna continue to make my father proud, and I know I'm doing that. I know I'm doing it because it's too much fire inside of me. I serve the Creator above, and He said, "Nothing, no weapon formed against you shall prosper." That means even the weapon that's inside of you, that negative entity that's attacking you, let it out, shake it off, take a break, get back to work. Get back to work. Like I said, mark, ready, set, go. Please instill this in your life. Please use this method to gain the access to your future so you can walk in the purpose just like I did. And let me share something else with you. At the age of 11, I struggled to read 3-letter words. And now I created my own book, motivational quotes, over 100. So your past do not equal your future. Your past do not equal your future. So let's stay great on purpose. Let's continue to rise up. Let's continue to bust through every obstacle that's holding us back. Bust through that obstacle. Keep going through that obstacle. Whatever you do, use that pain to elevate you to that new height and unlock that gift that God has in store for you. And again, I am Mr. Overcomer, because every mountain that I come across, I get over. And I also show you the path over the mountain. And let me leave you with one quote. My favorite quote by Dr. Martin Luther King the Great. Have deep belief in your own dignity, in your own worth, in your own somebodyness. Don't let anybody make you feel like you are nobody. As I stated before, change your middle name to greatness because it is inside of you. Stay blessed.